We're watching the TV. The picture tube breaks. I say, hey, the television's dead. We all go, yeah, the television's dead. It's not responding. It's not doing anything. It's dead. And then I ask this big question. The television died. Did the broadcast die? The answer is no. Broadcast's still there. You say, how do you know? I say, you get another TV, you plug it in, you turn it on, and tune it to the station, and voila, you're back online again. Guess what? I'm in the television. I'm playing right now The Bruce Show. If my television breaks, I'm still here. And how would you know? Well, ultimately, as the Dalai Lama can tell you, you're going to find another television. Because in the future, an embryo is going to come up with the same set of antennas that you have right now, and you're back online. But guess what? Totally different television set. Could be male, could be female, could be white, could be black. That's the television. That's not the show. The show is the broadcast. And all of a sudden I started to realize, oh my God, I just saw something that blew my mind. And what was that? I'm not in here. I am a broadcast. I play through this television set. Well, there was a moment of realization because I wasn't spiritual 40-some years of my life, looked at the mechanism, 1 minute later said, oh my God, I'm spiritual. I missed the whole devotional part. But then I had a very interesting moment of life because I want to tell you, I had a profound response from my own cells. Because at that moment when I recognized I exist as a spirit and I exist as a body, and all of a sudden my questioning mind said, why have a spirit and a body? Why not just be a spirit? And the answers welled up from my cells. And that was the first time I knew I had Jewish cells. I asked a question and the answer came back in the form of a question. I said, why have a spirit and a body? And the cells said to me, Bruce, if you're just a spirit, what does chocolate taste like? Think about that. Think about that. What's the relevance? If you're just a spirit, what does a sunset look like? If you're just a spirit, what does it feel like? There are no answers to that for a reason. All those sensations are derived from the cells of your body that take the information of this world, convert it into your nervous system, and send it off as a broadcast back to your spirit. You come in to this body to have experience. You come into this body to taste and touch and feel and smell and love life. That's why you have this body. So your spirit knows what it's all about. Without a body, the spirit might have a thought, but it will have no experience. And all of a sudden I realized the greatest cosmic joke that ever came upon me was the concept that people say, when you die, you go to heaven. And all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, when you're born into heaven. You were born into a garden. You were given the most beautiful garden in the universe, the envy of any other life forms in this universe. And we were given an opportunity to come here and do two things: to experience the senses and take them home with us to our spirit. But we also came here to create. And that's what we're here, to create heaven on earth. You've done it when you fell in love, but why leave it for that short period of time? Why not have it every day of your life for the rest of your life? And how do you do that? Get rid of the programming that has put that rope around your leg. Because you have touched heaven. And so to summarize how it would work, I use something that's really recent and in our minds right now. It's called the Mariner, the Mars rover. I say, what is that? And I say, that is the equivalent of a human being. You say, well, it doesn't look like a human. It looks like a go-kart or something like that. And I go, it's a human. Why? Because I can't go to Mars. You can't go to Mars. But I want to know what Mars is all about. So how do I handle that? The answer is this. I send up this device. Guess what? It's got eyes. It's got ears. It's got ears to listen what's going on. It's got taste receptors to taste the soil, see what's all about. It's got temperature receptors, feel what's the temperature like. It's got all the ways of reading the environment that we read the environment so that we can experience it indirectly. I say, how does it work? I say, well, there's a guy at NASA, and he sends a signal up that's picked up by an antenna. And that signal goes in and drives the machine all over the place. I go, yeah, but what else does it do? Well, as the machine's driving all over the place, it's reading the environment, and what's the machine doing? Sending the signal back to the guy at NASA. I could feel like what it's like to be in Mars, and I'm not there. I'm here. But then also, let's look at it this way. We are Earth rovers. We come in with a signal that's picked up from our antennas. We are driven around by the signals of our source, and in our responses, we send the information back to source. That's why we're here. We're here to have this wonderful experience. It's the greatest gift the universe can offer. If you were just a spirit and you didn't have this body, you would be so longing for this trip. It's an honor to be on this planet. And this is why we should recognize it for what it is. And I want to say this, Grandma Aggie, Grandma, thank you. The indigenous people on this planet, thank God they're here. For this reason, we have lost how to speak to this planet. We have lost what it's like to be in the garden, how to maintain a garden. And it's the indigenous people of this planet, the Aboriginals here, the Native Americans in the U.S., the Indians in South America. These are the people that are still on this planet that have been talking to this earth and this God and this spirit and trying to leave us with a message of, what are you doing? This was so splendid. It was the Garden of Eden, and it's still the Garden of Eden. Why? Just as a terminal cancer patient that everybody counts is dead can have a change of belief and have a spontaneous remission, we are poised on a planet that many people have already written off as it's finished. And guess what? All we have to do is change our belief. When we change our belief, the spontaneous evolution and a spontaneous remission, the garden will come back when we are ready to see that garden. And so I want to thank the indigenous people, because we should sit at their feet and learn everything we can how to talk to Mother Earth. And I say, well, what would be the consequence of that? I know there's some old geezers out here that remember Pink Floyd. This is called a prism, and it reflects something called refraction. You put white light in on one side, and the spectrum of light is expressed on the other side. I bring this up for a very important reason. People talk about the white light coming back to the planet. They talk about it in terms of some single individual, Muhammad, Jesus, Buddha, the white light. Completely wrong, folks, for this reason. Think about this. The white light is broken up into the spectrum. The spectrum is a different frequency for each of the different wavelengths. Guess what? Each one of us receives our own unique frequency. And when you put all our frequencies together, we have the rainbow spectrum. And the relevance about that is simple. If I take that rainbow spectrum from the right and feed it back into the prism, it comes out white light on the other side. One point. If I say there's one person I don't like, just one person, I say take that person and throw them out. I take that frequency, I throw it out of the spectrum. I take the remaining frequencies, run it through the prism. Do I get white light out the other side, yes or no? Well, that is the message. Every one of us is a piece of the white light. Every one of us is a piece of God. You throw one person out, we're not going to see white light on this planet, because we are the white light. Don't look for other people to come and do it. We are the ones. We are coming together. This is the evolution, to bring us all together, to bring that white light back to the planet. And what happens when we bring that back? When humanity evolves, it completes the earth as a cell. The earth is a living cell. We are the protein receptors, the perception units of the membrane of the earth. When we download the signals from above and then create the responses on the planet, we are creating Mother Earth. But it's a matter of choice. And that's what this whole evolution comes down to. It's a matter of choice. I want to play a video segment from a friend of mine, Sean Galloway. It's called I Choose Love. And if we can have that wonderful volume that we love so well, let me start just because this is all it comes down to. What do you want to choose? Thank you, Johnny.
I can see tears, I see a choice, and love or fear. What do you choose?
Thank you, my darling.
I can see peace, or I can see war. I can see sunshine, or I can see a storm. I can see greed, I can see caring, or poverty. So what do you choose? I can see gardens, or I can see bombs. I can see life or death coming on strong. I choose